All right, guys, you can tell what we're going to talk about today. This is a Chaves Knives Scapegoat. This is a discontinued custom that's been more customized by the owner, Kyle. The anodizing and laser work here is additional mods that Kyle, the owner, did, but I think it works perfect on this knife. This is his main daily carry user beater knife. That's why the blade is not pristine shape. It could use a little stropping, but that's what you get when you carry and use your knives on a regular basis. And I think this is really a great and perfect knife for just that task. And I've done several Chaves videos before in the past. I've had some production versions. I've had some customs, more of the 228, 229 varieties. So I think this might be the first Scapegoat that I have filmed. And I got to tell you, I really like this one. I think I like it over the other models that I've had in before as well. This is your user beater, overbuilt, tough work knife, no question. Okay. It comes in at 6.9 ounces. Now, I have been carrying the King Battle, the Frank Fisher King Battle, for day 192 today at the time of filming. When you see this in a week or so, I think I'm about 2 weeks ahead. It'll be, longer, but 192 days, and we're very similar in bulk here. This one comes in at 6.9 ounces. This guy's a little bit bigger at 11.1 ounces. So I am all too familiar with carrying bigger overbuilt type knives. Now, the blade stock on these starts out at the same. They're both really thick at 0.202. Okay. This one's ground down a little bit more, not quite your harder use blade shape or thickness, but yeah, you can tell I use it. I have used it quite a bit, more than most people would think in the 192 days I've been carrying it. This guy though, man, it's an earlier model where you had the hidden hardware on the pocket clip. It used to be they only offered the skull Punisher type clip. That was all you could get on any model, on any knives. Then ultimately they did change that. And in some models, when you buy it, the skull clip is attached to the knife, but in the box is a standard, just more of a straight clip. Okay. And it got the holes on the outside. I think this is a beauty. Okay. In the unboxing, I talked about how he got it from Blade Show. I don't remember what year, last year, year before, a couple of years. He won it on day one, didn't hear his phone ring because, well, it's hard to hear a phone ring. There's bad service there, all of that good stuff. And he was lucky enough to catch the phone call the next day and was still able to pick it up in the lotto. Yeah. Before I started carrying the Battle years ago, I carried a lot of Medfords. And I carried for a long time, maybe not every day. I didn't do the let me see how long I can carry a knife thing like I have been with this guy back then. But I carried a Praetorian tie for a long time. It was part of my normal rotation, and it was also thick, a little bit thicker, with a 1/4-inch blade. So I am used to carrying bigger overbuilt things. I tend to lean more towards smaller, lighter weight-ish things these days. I say as I'm carrying something almost twice as heavy. But I am not into the giant overbuilt stuff anymore. The Medfords, the Reese Whelans. I still do have Phil Harvey's. I still do have 3 Medfords. I've sold all the rest. I never ended up with a Chaves. I thought about it. I had them in a lot. I think I owned one for a week or 2 before I traded it and sold it off. I just had other things that were more appealing to me to carry at the time, I guess. Nothing wrong with this. This is awesome. And having had this now for probably longer than I should, I've kind of fallen back in love with this style and size of knife, really. So you're at 4 3/16 closed, 7 5/8 overall with a 3.35 inch cutting edge, but only a 3.35 blade length overall with just a 2.79 inch cutting edge. It is 0.023 behind the edge, so it is a little thick. This is not designed to slice your tomatoes see-through thin. That's not what this is for, okay? You want a VC Edge interface for that. You want an Avian Knives Atlas or Topaza to do that kind of thing. This is made for working, cutting down cardboard, cutting open boxes of concrete, cement, sand, like really just doing work out on the warehouse, in the field, in the farm, things like that. That's really what this is made for. Okay, your blade thickness is 0.202. I totally forgot to check what the blade steel was on this one as I'm looking through my notes. I knew there was something else I wanted to look up. Yeah, so you're going to get whatever steel you're going to get. A lot of these did come in M390 back in the day, so I'm going to guess. Is it really important? When you're talking to your friends and you're pulling out knives for the day, hey, I'm carrying this today. Hey, I'm carrying this today. Hey, I'm carrying this today. Is the first thing out of your mouth, oh my gosh, I'm carrying this with the Sanmai Damascus bladed steel, or wow, I'm carrying this with Magna Cut. No, we are not. And I would venture to say that most people, this particular one is S35, just since I named everything else. Most people couldn't tell the difference unless it was stamped on the blade. And this one does not seem to be stamped on the blade. So I personally don't care. Steel's overrated a little bit. And I say that a little bit loosely. Yes, blade steel is important when you get to a certain level. You want to make sure it is this grade or above, right? But once you get to this point and above, do you really care what it is? I don't think so. And I think the average person out there doesn't really care, doesn't know the difference. And I can speak for myself. I don't sharpen knives, so I would never know. I just use them. And when they get dull, I send them to Alex, my co-host on the EDC Hour, and he sharpens them up for me. He won't touch my custom knives, though, so I am going to need to find somebody to do the customs for me at some point, because I do use, I want to say I use and carry all my knives, but like the Phil Harvey Peacemaker and some of the big giant Phil Harveys and Vandermeulen from Jeff Vandermeulen, I don't carry those. Let's just be honest, okay? Overall thickness on this is 0.636 minus the clip, and it runs on bearings, okay? So yeah, I carry my stuff. I use whatever knife is in my pocket when I need to use a knife. And if that turns out to be the King Battle, then I use the King Battle to open or cut whatever I need. That was the Spyder Codelica. Here is the Kubi KB237. And since we've got the king out, here it is in size comparison. Now, yes, the king battle is a big knife. It is not the most practical knife for daily carry. It's worked great for me for, like I said, 192 days. I don't know when I'm going to change. I'm going to put a community post, probably be up by the time you see this, but you guys comment down below. How long should I go? Should I just go the whole year? I've gone close. By the time you see this, I've gone 200 days. I might as well just do the whole 365, right? I don't know. Let me know. But this is really good. It's great in the hand. It feels fantastic. You can get some work done with this. You can get some leverage. You can put some effort into cutting tasks with this because it's a big blade, because it's a solid lockup, because you have a great big handful of scales and handle material. This is just going to do any kind of work you can throw at it. Obviously, I don't want to see you guys prying, using it as a screwdriver or dumb stuff, but anything else that you can think of doing or needing a knife for, this is going to do very well for you. And I've kind of gotten back into that overbuilt mentality, having handled this for a couple of weeks now. So Kyle, thank you very much for sending this in. Thank you for selling the old school Frank Fisher battle to my friend Anthony and shipping it to me first to check out. It was an honor, and I'm glad you did that. And thanks for sending this in. So when I send this back, you will get a sticker. I hope you'll use it and whatnot. Anybody else that wants a sticker, hit me up down below. Shoot me an email, message on Instagram, whatever. I do have some that I can send out and, all that good stuff. So it's a new thing for me with the logo and all that. Thanks to Chris from Yellow Day Energy for designing that logo and helping me get that going. So anyway, now that I have rambled about 12 different subjects probably, let me say thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. I will put my Chaves playlist up in the corner so you can check out all of the other ones that I have filmed over the years.